You know, there's something magical about February. It's that perfect pause between the cold of winter and the fire of summer. The skies are clear, the air feels fresh, and everything around seems to glow a little brighter. In India, February isn't just a month, it's a feeling. It's when love stories begin, when the festivals light up entire cities, and when nature paints every corner of the country in the softest shades of gold and green. Today, we're exploring the 10 most beautiful, romantic, and culturally rich places to visit in India this February. From royal palaces to misty hills, from backwater serenity to desert sunsets, these are the places that make you fall in love, not just with travel, but with life itself. Let's begin. If India had a capital of romance, it would be Udaipur. Tucked in the heart of Rajasthan, this city is pure poetry made of marble, water, and sunlight. Wake up to the sound of temple bells and the sight of the city palace reflecting perfectly in Lake Pichola. Take a boat ride as the golden sun spills across the water, touching every palace with a soft glow. The streets of Udaipur are narrow but alive, filled with vibrant fabrics, local art, and the smell of fresh masala chai floating through the air. You'll find locals smiling as they guide you through centuries-old lanes that still echo with stories of kings and queens. Visit the Jag Mandar Palace, floating like a dream in the middle of the lake. Or climb up to the Monsoon Palace, where the sunset feels like something out of a painting. February here is perfect, gentle warmth by day, cool breezes by night. The city lights shimmer, the water dances, and you realize, Udaipur isn't just a destination, it's a mood. It's romance made real. Coorg, Karnataka. Down south, deep within the lush folds of the Western Ghats, lies Coorg, or as people call it, the Scotland of India. This isn't your average hill station. Coorg is peace in physical form. The air smells of coffee, cardamom, and rain-soaked soil. The hills roll endlessly, wrapped in a soft mist that makes every sunrise look cinematic. In February, Coorg blooms. The skies are blue, waterfalls glisten, and the coffee plantations stretch as far as your eyes can see. Wake up to the sound of birds in the jungle, sip hot Coorg coffee on your balcony, and watch the mist swirl over the mountains like it's alive. Visit Abbey Falls, where white water crashes down through green canopies. Trek to Tadiandamal Peak for views that make you forget time exists. Or just wander through a local plantation and learn how coffee, the drink that keeps us all awake, is born right here in this soil. Coorg isn't loud or flashy. It's calm, grounded, and deeply soulful, the kind of place where you don't find yourself rushing. Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. Rishikesh is one of those places where peace and chaos somehow dance together. Mornings start with the gentle hum of chants echoing along the banks of the Ganges, and by noon, that same river turns into a playground for adventurers rafting through rapids. It's the perfect mix of calm and adrenaline. February in Rishikesh feels crisp, clean, and spiritual. You can feel the energy in the air. You can meditate by the river, walk across the Lax Manjula, or watch the monks offer prayers during the Ganga Aarti as dusk settles over the valley. It's mesmerizing, hundreds of diyas floating downstream, the reflection of fire on water, and the sound of bells filling the air. But beyond the temples and yoga, Rishikesh teaches you something deeper. It reminds you to slow down, breathe, and listen, not just to the river, but to yourself. And if you crave a little thrill, jump off India's highest bungee platform or go whitewater rafting in icy waters. By the time the sun sets, you'll be sitting by the Ganga, exhausted but peaceful, watching the river flow under a pink sky, realizing life doesn't always need to make sense, sometimes it just needs to flow. Hampi, Karnataka, the Lost Kingdom. Hampi isn't a city, it's a story frozen in stone. Massive boulders, ancient temples, and forgotten ruins spread across miles of dry land, glowing gold under the sun. You walk here and feel small, like you've stepped into a world that time forgot. In February, Hampi comes alive in the gentlest way. The heat isn't harsh yet, the sky's bright blue, and every temple looks like it's been freshly washed by sunlight. The Virupaksha temple towers above the land, its walls carved with centuries-old tales. The Vittala temple is home to the famous stone chariot, and when the wind blows, the musical pillars hum faintly, a sound that feels almost holy. If you hike up Mathinga Hill during sunset, you'll see the whole landscape transform. The sky bleeds orange and purple, the river sparkles, and the silhouettes of temples fade into the horizon. You sit there in silence and realize, even empires die, but beauty somehow never does. Agra, Uttar Pradesh. Let's be honest, the Taj Mahal might be the most famous monument in the world, but nothing prepares you for the first time you see it in person. You walk through that red sandstone gate, and suddenly, it appears, silent, white, perfect. In February, the weather's mild, the sky's clear, and that early morning mist gives the Taj this soft, golden aura. You can watch it glow under the sunrise, turning from pink to orange to pure white. And when you realize this was built entirely out of love, it hits different. But Agra is more than just the Taj Mahal. Explore the massive Agra fort, where marble halls and red stone corridors tell stories of kings and power. Head to Mehtab Bagh, across the Yamuna River, for that stunning reflection view at sunset. The city carries a quiet elegance, it's romantic without trying, timeless without effort. Agra reminds you that love isn't about words or promises. It's about what stays long after you're gone. Alleppey, Kerala, the Venice of the East. Alleppey is one of those places where the world slows down just enough for you to catch your breath. Here, life literally flows on water. You rent a houseboat, drift through the narrow canals, and watch as the villages pass by, children playing on the banks, women washing clothes, and palm trees leaning lazily over the backwaters. February gives you clear skies, warm sun, and a golden glow that makes the water look like liquid glass. The air smells like coconut and rice fields, and there's this gentle rhythm to everything, the oar hitting the water, the sound of distant music, the boat creaking softly under the sun. As night falls, the stars come out over the still water, and the world becomes completely silent. No traffic, no noise, no chaos, just peace. Alleppey isn't a place to explore, it's a place to feel. To pause. To remember what quiet sounds like. Varkala, Kerala. A few hours south of Alleppey lies Varkala, and trust me, it's one of those places that takes you by surprise. Picture this, tall cliffs standing above turquoise water, cafes hanging over the edge, and a salty breeze that never stops blowing. It's not just another beach, it's an experience. February here is sunny, breezy, and laid back. You can spend your mornings swimming or surfing, your afternoons reading in a hammock, and your evenings at a cliff cafe watching the sun sink into the Arabian Sea. The vibe here is special, a mix of bohemian travelers, locals selling handmade jewelry, and artists sketching the sunset. At night, fairy lights twinkle across the cliffs, acoustic music drifts through the air, and everyone, strangers or not, somehow feels connected. Varkala is more than a beach town. It's therapy disguised as a vacation. Sikkim, Gangtok and Pelling. High in the Himalayas lies Sikkim, where every breath feels cleaner and every moment feels sacred. February turns this place into a snow-kissed wonderland, frozen lakes, white-capped peaks, and prayer flags fluttering in the mountain wind. Start in Gangtok, where cafes overlook the valleys and monasteries glow in morning light. The locals are warm, welcoming, and always smiling, maybe because they live surrounded by so much beauty. Visit Rumtek Monastery, sip butter tea, and let the silence of the mountains sink in. Then head to Pelling, a small town with a huge view, Mount Kanchenjunga, glowing pink at dawn. The air is cold, yes, but it's the kind of cold that makes you feel awake, alive. Sikkim teaches you simplicity. It shows you that happiness isn't about noise or comfort, it's about peace. Mahabalipuram, Tamil Nadu. Where history meets the ocean, you'll find Mahabalipuram, a town that's been standing for over 1,000 years. The shore temple, carved from rock, watches over the Bay of Bengal as waves crash below. The Pancharathas, 5 ancient stone chariots, stand tall, each carved from a single boulder, still proud after centuries of storms. In February, the weather is perfect, warm sun, cool sea breeze, and skies that stretch forever. Walk barefoot through the sand, explore carvings that tell stories of gods and kings, and just listen, the ocean mixes with the sound of temple bells, creating this rhythm that feels eternal. Mahabalipuram doesn't shout history at you, it whispers it. It's where time slows down, and you realize you're standing in a place where civilizations rose and fell, but beauty, it never left. Ziro, Arunachal Pradesh. Ziro is one of the most peaceful, untouched, and soulful places in all of India. This valley in Arunachal Pradesh feels like the world decided to stop rushing and just breathe. Wide green fields stretch across the land, tiny wooden houses dot the slopes, and pine forests whisper softly every time the wind passes. February here is magic, crisp air, blue skies, misty mornings, and sunsets that make the whole valley glow. You'll meet the warm and beautiful Apatani tribe, known for their sustainable lifestyle and deep connection to the land. Walk through the villages and you'll see people farming, cooking over wooden stoves, and living life at a pace that makes you question why the rest of the world is always in such a hurry. Sit in the middle of the valley at golden hour and everything becomes still, the sky, the fields, even your thoughts. Ziro isn't a place you visit. It's a place you feel. A place that stays inside you. So yeah. February in India isn't just another month, it's a mood. It's when love, light, and calm meet in perfect balance. Whether it's the royal charm of Udaipur, the silence of Sikkim, or the golden warmth of Jaisalmer, every place has its own kind of magic. So maybe this February, don't wait for the right moment, make it. Pack a bag, grab someone you love, or just take yourself on the kind of trip that makes you feel alive again. Because the best journeys aren't the ones you plan, they're the ones you feel.